He may wish he could talk about anything other than health care. Polls may tell his staff that they should talk about other things besides health care. But until the website works and enrollment becomes more reliable, he's stuck. He'll look silly trying to talk about anything else, be it the economy or immigration, because his credibility on other issues is being called into question now, so he might as well treat health care like it's the only issue on his plate. Well, my next guest says the perceived problems with health care reform are actually essential mechanisms built into the law to make it work. The law was designed to force some policies to be canceled. I'm joined now by one of the primary architects of both the Massachusetts Health Care Reform and the Affordable Care Act, Professor of Economics at MIT, Jonathan Gruber. Mr. Gruber, Professor Gruber, good morning, sir.
Good to be here.
Now, you have been quoted in numerous places as saying this idea of fixing this issue for those on the individual market or getting these policy cancellations of policies they'd like to keep, saying going down that road is actually a road that could potentially unravel the law. Explain this to me.
Sure. Let's start with understanding that we're not talking about the vast majority of Americans. This law is really leaving those with employer insurance, those with government insurance alone. We're talking about a small minority of Americans that buy insurance on their own through the individual market.
It's still
about
millions.
40%.
Still millions of people.
Exactly. It's 12 million people, about a third of which will end up paying more under this law. And that, as you said in the introduction, is sort of the idea. We currently have a highly discriminatory system where if you're sick, if you've been sick, if you're going to get sick, you cannot get health insurance. The only way to end that discriminatory system is to bring everyone into the system and pay one fair price. That means that the genetic winners, the lottery winners, who'd been paying an artificially low price because of this discrimination, now will have to pay more. In return, and that, by my estimate, is about 4 million people. In return, we'll have a fixed system where over 30 million people will now, for the first time, be able to access fairly priced and guaranteed health insurance.